This German soldier took pleasure in tormenting prisoners. Right in front of the starving Jewish inmates, he sat down and loudly devoured a piece of fried chicken. Jack couldn't take his eyes off it. His stomach twisted with hunger as he swallowed hard. For a brief moment, he even opened his mouth and pretended he was eating too. But the soldier soon finished and casually walked away. The smell disappeared, but the hunger remained. Then Jack noticed another prisoner secretly hiding food. Desperate, he begged for a bite, but the man responded with nothing more than a cold glare. With no other choice, Jack traded away part of his tiny dinner ration. All he got in return were a few leftover French fries. That night, his official meal was barely half a cup of watery soup. Just as he was about to drink it, the prisoner returned, demanded payment, and snatched the soup right out of Jack's hands. Jack fought desperately to hold on to it, but starvation had drained every ounce of strength from his body. The soup was gone, and once again he went to sleep hungry. The next morning brought a new nightmare. Every prisoner was ordered to move 100 bags of cement, each weighing more than 50 kilograms. The instant Jack lifted one, his back nearly buckled under the crushing weight. Still, he forced himself forward, but after only a few steps he collapsed into the dirt. Before he could recover, a German officer yanked him to his feet and shoved him back toward the pile. "Start again," the officer barked, warning that stopping would bring severe punishment. Pain shot through every muscle in Jack's body, yet he kept working. By noon, the prisoners were unloading enormous stone blocks. Anyone who failed to finish wouldn't be fed. Their hands were covered in blood-filled blisters, but the guards showed no mercy. They only shouted louder and demanded more. Then came the cruelest punishment of all. The prisoners were forced to stand motionless under the blazing sun. The temperature climbed to nearly 40 degrees Celsius, and for 3 endless hours they remained there. Men began dropping one after another. Some collapsed from exhaustion, while others lost consciousness entirely. At last, Jack's body gave out too, and he crashed to the ground. When fellow prisoners rolled up his pant leg, they were horrified to discover that his knee had been fractured. Moments later, guards loaded him onto a transport cart. His destination was a place called Ward Number 2, but everyone knew what it really was, the final stop before the gas chamber. When Jack looked up and saw the fake showerheads overhead, he thought his life was over. Then suddenly everything changed. American artillery began raining down on the camp. Explosions shook the ground, and by nothing more than pure luck, Jack survived. Soon afterward, he was taken to a hospital. Months later, he finally recovered, boarded a train, and returned to his hometown. Finally, he reached his house. With hope in his heart, he rang the doorbell. The door slowly opened, but standing there was a complete stranger. In that moment, Jack understood. He had survived starvation. He had survived forced labor. He had even escaped the gas chamber. Yet the war had taken the one thing he could never recover: his home, his family, and the life he once knew. He had defeated death itself, but he had lost everything else. Without saying a word, Jack turned around and disappeared into the ruins. Because for some survivors, the real struggle only begins after the war is over.